Richician.
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and welcome to Q&A number 38. Let's kick it off, starting as usual with 3 questions from Matt and Alison Welch. 1. In your own September 2007 Dark Magician deck, didn't you also play Allure of Darkness? Yes, I did, but then I took it out because there's something I'm unsure about, and that is whether or not cards from Phantom Darkness can be played in a September 2007 format deck. The only reason I'm thinking this is because of the fact that cards from Cybernetic Revolution and the 2005 collectible tin promos can't be played in GOAT format decks, because obviously that would mean that Stein OTK could be played one format early, which would make GOAT not fun. For that same reason, like Allure of Darkness and Dark on Dragon were originally printed in Phantom Darkness, and obviously with the coming of Dark on Dragon and all the other Dark support, that gave birth to the deck Dark Return, which was the most dominant deck of the March 2008 format, and I can't help but think that that deck would be played one format early, and of course Phantom Darkness was released like a month before the March 2008 ban list came into effect. I've not heard any information about it or any kind of rules about this, but that's something I'd really like to know. In fact, I have a question for you guys. When you played in that September 7 format tournament, were cards from Phantom Darkness allowed to be played? Because if they were, then I'll obviously start playing Allure of Darkness in my September 07 Dark Magician deck again, and any other September 07 deck that I might want to build that can play Dark Monsters. But I feel like what I'm thinking does kind of make sense. So obviously if there's any official information about any such ruling, then by all means let me know. I mean, I'm hoping I can play Allure, because it does give that deck some more draw power and consistency. 2. Do you wish Konami kept the extra deck limit to as many cards as you want? Well, this is a difficult one. I'd say yes and no. Now, while I do want to play as many Elemental Hero fusions in my Elemental Hero deck as possible again, at the same time, I can't help but feel like no limit is kind of unhealthy and bad for the game, because like a reasoning behind putting a limit on the extra deck at all is to make players think strategically and skillfully about what monsters they want in the extra deck and just how to run the deck in general, which I do kind of get, but at the same time it's just shit having a limit of 15, especially since we have like 4 different extra deck monsters, which forces us to pick and choose which monsters in the extra deck to have, and it's a struggle for us Elemental Hero players, and with more Elemental Hero or just generic hero support constantly coming out on occasion, it gets harder and harder to pick and choose which ones are needed and which ones you really want to keep. Hence why, on occasion, I keep saying that the extra deck limit should go to 20. I mean, I really don't see what harm it would do changing it from 15 to 20, because my argument is, no matter how consistent your deck is, and no matter how frequently you can spam out extra deck monsters, you're never ever going to summon every single monster in the extra deck, regardless of whether the limit is 15 or 20. It's just not physically possible. Of course, that being said, there was that one time in the first ever raid boss I did where I summoned every single Xyz monster and Link monster in my Raid Raptor extra deck, but that wasn't a normal duel. Again, that was a raid boss, so that doesn't count. So yeah, I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep begging Konami to change the limit from 15 to 20. Please. Especially if you do end up making another kind of extra deck monster in the future, which will just change the game. Hopefully that won't happen though, touch wood. 3. With all of the fusions that Elemental Heroes currently have, I noticed that they don't have one for Elemental Heroes Avian and Clayman, as well as Burstinatrix and Sparkman specifically. And Avian and Sparkman, which was just added there. Yes, I know they share one for Electrum, but not for those two only. What would you call these fusion monsters, and attack and defense, and what effect would they have? Well, I've been thinking about this for like less than 24 hours, and this is what I've come up with. The fusion of Avian and Clayman would be called Elemental Hero Clay Wingman. It would be Earth. I guess we're disregarding levels, because levels of fusion monsters aren't usually relevant to anything. I would say give it an attack of 2200 and a defense of 18, and the effect would be, if this card destroys a monster by battle, inflicts damage to your opponent, but that's okay, that can be answered downstairs. Never mind. So yeah, if this monster inflicts I'm losing my trail of thought now. If this monster destroys a monster by battle, inflicts damage to your opponent equal to the original defense points of the destroyed monster. So sort of an opposite of Flame Wingman's effect, but a similar effect nonetheless. Thought to make a nice change, because there's not really any monsters with that effect, well, except maybe one of the Sphinxes. Like, I can't remember if it's Androsphinx or Sphinx Talea that inflicts damage equal to the defense points of a monster it destroys. It's been a long time. And I thought I'd add to the Wingman fusion monsters, considering that we'll get Elemental Hero Neos Wingman in Power of the Elements, one of the fusion materials being a Wingman monster, so I thought I'd expand, because obviously, as we know, there's only 3 right now: Flame Wingman, Shining Flare Wingman, and Wild Wingman. And as for Sparkman and Burstinatrix, yeah, this is what I'm thinking. we could make it like a fire monster called Elemental Hero Ignitioner, and it would have 2300 attack and say 2000 defense, and sort of give a shout out to the Ignisters in a way, and the effect would be once per turn you can return one elemental hero monster in your graveyard to the deck and target one monster the opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck, and if you returned a normal elemental hero monster with this effect, you can activate this effect once more this turn. I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it does target, but it doesn't destroy a monster. So that would be cool. I actually nearly forgot what effect I gave it, hence why I needed a moment there. And then the last monster, Avian and Sparkman. I think we shall call this one Elemental Hero Spark Wingman. It's another Wingman fusion monster. And I guess we'll make it a wind. Or it could be light, doesn't matter. And we'll give it an attack of 2450, because why not? And I guess 2000 defense. I think this one should have an effect which is basically similar to Battery Man Industrial Strength. I kind of forgot about until now. The effect is once per turn you can tribute 2 elemental hero monsters from your hand or field. Then target one monster and one spell or trap on the field. Destroy those targets. That should be a fairly good balanced effect, and again, it's not something we see every day, and only Battery Man Industrial Strength rather has such an effect that destroys a monster and a back row, and I'd like to see something like that again. That would be cool. And then there's 3 other questions from Gungner. 1. In Joke of the Week number 83, the Pokemon cards are from Emma. Does she collect them or have them at random? She used to collect them years ago, and I believe she did used to play Pokemon. It's not really... I'm trying to remember what she said she wanted to do with them. Whether she wanted to sell them or give them to charity or something. I can't remember. Yeah, that answers the question, and it wasn't this visit to her just gone, but a visit from almost 2 weeks ago, where I decided to do a spur of the moment Joke of the Week video and actually poke her with a Pokemon card. I thought that would be funny. 2. What is a Pegasus challenge? Well, a Pegasus challenge is basically like normal duels or like a normal tournament, but with special conditions and rules thrown in at random times during the duel. So, like, basically at any point during a duel, the judge will call out these new rules or conditions and then apply one. So let's say, for instance, well, it could be anything really. It could be something like all dark monsters on the field gain 500 attack, or all earth monsters lose half their attack points or something, something extreme, like both players swap main decks or extra decks, or apply the condition of Pot of Greed, where both players draw 2 cards, and things like that. We've done a Pegasus Challenge tournament before at Dead Uni, back in July last year. And then, like, I think during September or August, I can't remember, and December, me and Express Gaming did our own ones. Just with 4 decks each, and they were hella fun. There are plans to do another one at Dead Universe Comics soon, and I'm hoping me and Kyman can do another one soon as well. Maybe we'll make it happen next time I can see him. What was I going to say? All of these videos are on the Team Sorceress channel, so go ahead and watch them if you haven't done so already. And finally, 3. I was planning to make a video about you to spread your channel more into the world. Is this okay with you? Yeah, sure, go for it. I'm cool with that. This would be great, actually. Just could help me go up to 150, and then reach the next milestone of 200. At the time of recording this, I'm currently on 142 subscribers at the moment, so I've kind of slowed down a bit. Ultimately, I will want to reach the number that I had before I stupidly deleted my channel because of copper, which was go somewhere over 2400. Of course, that could take a while again, but we'll see. Okay, and that's it for questions in this episode. Thank you very much for your guys' questions, and if you've got any other questions you want to ask me, post them in the comments down below. And remember, I do these episodes every Tuesday afternoon or evening UK time, so be sure to get your questions in before then so that you don't miss out. Thanks again, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.